Silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Zaki Asifi.
May it please the court, I move that Zaki Asifi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Zaki Asifi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jason Daniel Balakrishnan.
May it please the court, I move that my brother Jason Daniel Balakrishnan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jason Daniel Balakrishnan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nama Baran.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Nama Barhan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nama Baran be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zoe Benny.
May it please the court, I move that Zoe Benny be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Zoe Benny be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michael Joseph Blazek.
May it please the court, I move that Michael Joseph Blazek be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Michael Joseph Blazek be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Boonee Tipper Chang.
May it please the court, I move that Boonee Tipper Chang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Boonee Tipper Chang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Simon Hugh Coates Peacock.
May it please the court, I move that Simon Hugh Coates Peacock be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Simon Hugh Coates Peacock be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chloe Leslie Corn.
May it please the court, I move that Chloe Leslie Corn be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Chloe Leslie Corn be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Linton William Ross Cronk.
May it please the court, I move that Linton William Ross Cronk be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Linton William Ross Cronk be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica May Cruz.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica May Cruz be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jessica May Cruz be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Ray Cutmore.
May it please the court, I move that Hannah Ray Cutmore be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hannah Ray Cutmore be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashley Jade DeBar.
May it please the court, I move that Ashley Jade DeBar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ashley Jade DeBar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lincoln Alexander Dale.
May it please the court, I move that Lincoln Alexander Dale be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Lincoln Alexander Dale be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bianca Georgia Drain.
May it please the court, I move that Bianca Georgia Drain be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Bianca Georgia Drain be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nazmardan El Basha.
May it please the court, I move that Nazmardan Al Basha be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nazmardan El Basha be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
George Matthew Falconer Flint.
May it please the court, I move that George Matthew Falconer Flint be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That George Matthew Falconer Flint be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bridget April French.
May it please the court, I move that Bridget April French be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Bridget April French be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marina Gendy.
May it please the court, I move that Marina Gendy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Marina Gendy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mishak Govinder.
May it please the court, I move that Mishak Govinder be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Meshach Govinder be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Oliver Michael Nelson Hovenden.
May it please the court, I move that Oliver Michael Nelson Hovenden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Oliver Michael Nelson Hovenden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Simone Lisa Sarah Joseph.
May it please the court, I move that my sister Simone Lisa Sarah Joseph be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Simone Lisa Sarah Joseph be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jeanette Kong.
May it please the court, I move that Jeanette Kong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jeanette Kong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anna Korobeynikova.
May it please the court, I move that Anna Korobeynikova be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Anna Korobeynikova be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Ann Lamb.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Ann Lamb be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jennifer Ann Lamb be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marina Elise Lucas.
May it please the court, I move that Marina Elise Lucas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Marina Elise Lucas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elizabeth Patricia McDermott.
May it please the court, I move that Elizabeth Patricia McDermott be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elizabeth Patricia McDermott be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhu He Mei.
May it please the court, I move Xue Hui Mei be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Zhu Wei Mei be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aisha Nada Muhaja.
May it please the court, I move that Aisha Nada Muhaja be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Aisha Nada Muhaja be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Erin Moya.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Erin Moya be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Isabella Erin Moya be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacob Nee.
May it please the court, I move that Jacob Nee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jacob Nee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shane Raymond Ogden.
May it please the court, I move that Shane Raymond Ogden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Shane Raymond Ogden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Leah Layla Osmanagic.
May it please the court, I move that Leah Layla Osmanagic be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Leah Leja Osmanagic be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christian Zoe Papanikolaou.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Christiane Zoe Papanikolaou, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Christiane Zoe Papanikolaou be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fatima Parveen.
May it please the court, I move that Fatima Parveen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
That Fatima Parveen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Danish Mohammed Rashid.
May it please the court, I move that Danish Mohammed Rashid be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Danish Mohammed Rashid be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chelsea Ann Rayner.
May it please the court, I move that Chelsea Ann Rayner be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Chelsea Ann Rayner be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sheza Shahid.
May it please the court, I move that Sheza Shahid be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sheza Shahid be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anisha Sanjana Singh.
May it please the court, I move that Anisha Sanjana Singh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Anisha Sanjana Singh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Panash Sitma.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew Panache Sitama be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Matthew Panache Sitima be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ivona Składanovska.
If it please the court, I move that Ivona Składanovska be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ivona Składanovska be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacob Sam Swidler.
May it please the court, I move that Jacob Sam Swidler be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jacob Sam Swidler be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Raisa Saka Trina.
May it please the court, I move that Reza Saka Trina be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Raisa Saka Trina be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jaylene Alicia Travato.
May it please the court that I move that Jaylene Alicia Travato be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jaylene Alicia Travato be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harrison Robert Vella.
please the court, I move that my son Harrison Robert Vella be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Harrison Robert Vella be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chong Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Chong Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Chong Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Ann Grace Wells.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Ann Grace Wells be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jessica Ann Grace Wells be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chin Hin Yung.
May it please the court, I move that Chin Hin Yung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Chin Hin Yung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xu Yang Zheng.
May it please the court, I move that Zhu Yang Zheng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Zhu Yang Zheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court. Will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed, stand for the purposes of swearing an oath or making an affirmational declaration. So, when directed by our officiating officer, please stand for that purpose.
Could the first two rows on my right please stand? Zaki Asifi, Jason Daniel Balakrishnan, Nama Baran, Zoe Benny, Michael Joseph Blazek, Boonee Tipper Chang, Simon Hugh Coates Peacock, Chloe Leslie Corn, Linton William Ross Cronk, Jessica May Cruz, Hannah Ray Cutmore, Ashley Jade DeBar, Lincoln Alexander Dale, Bianca Georgia Drain, Nazmadan Albasha, George Matthew Falconer Flint. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please sit down. And could the next two rows on my right please stand? Bridget April French, Marina Gendy, Mishak Govinda, Oliver Michael Nelson Hovenden, Simone Lisa Sarah Joseph, Jeanette Kong, Anna Korobadnikova, Jennifer Ann Lamb, Marina Elise Lucas, Elizabeth Patricia McDermott, Zhu Wei Mei, Aisha Nada Mohaja, Isabella Erin Moya, Jacob Nee, Shane Raymond Ogden, Leah Layla Osmanagic, Christiane Zoe Papanikolaou, Fatima Parveen, Danish Mohammed Rashid. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please sit down. And could the row in front of me please stand? Chelsea Ann Rayner, Sheza Shahid, Anisha Sanjana Singh, Matthew Panash Sitima, Ivona Skłodowska, Jacob Sam Swidler, Raisa Saka Trina, Jaylene Alicia Travato, Harrison Robert Bella, Chong Wang, Jessica Ann Grace Wells, Chin Hin Yung, and Xu Yang Zheng. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please sit down.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today, to my right, Justice Campbell, who's a Senior Judge of the Common Law Division, and to my left, Justice Melnitsky, who's a Judge of the Equity Division of the Court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you, the newly admitted lawyers, to practice this morning. And we've done so sitting in a courtroom which rests on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for real celebration. We up here on the bench know how hard you've all worked to reach this important milestone. I'm also very pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. The support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on your journey so far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever be the case, I'm sure that they are all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you to a civilised lunch to celebrate the occasion. And this is the perfectly timed ceremony for that to occur. Now, in being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession, the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice, just as you have done, dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824. And so it was that last Friday, the court to which you have just been admitted celebrated its 200th anniversary. The court is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. We had a great celebration and a ceremonial sitting in this very courtroom last week. Some very significant speeches were made, and a YouTube video of the ceremony is available now on the court's website, and I would urge you all to watch it. You're also a very fortunate cohort, because as part of the bicentennial celebrations of the court, after this ceremony, when you move to the lobby to sign the roll and receive your certificate of admission, you'll also be presented with a copy of the court's recently published bicentenary history entitled Constant Guardian, Changing Times, a history of the Supreme Court of New South Wales 1824 to 2024, as a memento of the fact that you've been admitted in this bicentenary year. It's about 450 pages. There are lots of pictures, but it's a very interesting book, and I do hope that you take time to read and enjoy it. It has a wealth of fascinating information about the court of which you have each just become an officer. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrate what is 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales. This court replaced a system of military justice which had existed in the then colony up until that time. This ceremony is, as you will have observed, attended by unique but important formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family or peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are therefore all witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings that you have each made this morning. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation that you have just made is a serious one, is a continuing one, and deserves solemn regard. So that whether you go on to work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, the Aboriginal Legal Service, for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you'll see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. And you may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you that we don't do so because they're particularly comfortable. They're not. But we do so for symbolic reasons. First, they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool, so that some 45% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. That's a radical change from when we all commenced practice, which I like to think was not that long ago, but has been an extremely salutary change. As to continuity of the rule of law, in a world in which there is much global uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever, and not simply some academic phrase. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. As we survey the globe, there is sadly nothing theoretical about those threats and realities. In a speech delivered in 2018, Lord Hodge of the United Kingdom Supreme Court aptly described the rule of law as, and I quote, a bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder, unquote. The second symbolic reason why we have in New South Wales retained for ceremonial occasions these robes is that symbolically, at least, they serve to differentiate the judiciary from the other arms of government. They emphasise the judiciary's independence and the separation of powers and the role of the judiciary in keeping a check on executive power and abuses of public power. So they played that very important symbolic role also. That's all part of the rule of law. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic, for example, prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of artificial intelligence brings with it both opportunities and challenges with which the legal profession and the courts are and will continue to grapple. While the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it is and remains my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will in very many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, or health, or financial or family circumstances. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, but always with courtesy, integrity, respect, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our rich cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and attuned to cultural differences and makeup. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat, including this ceremony, highlight that there is now far greater diversity of background amongst young lawyers than when I commenced practice. And that's a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity because, as I've explained, that in turn builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately respect for the rule of law. Now, let me offer a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You need to use the tools you've developed to think critically, not to compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. The reality is, if we're honest with ourselves, that we all make mistakes from time to time, especially when starting out on some new endeavour. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I advise young lawyers at these ceremonies not to make is to fall into the trap of giving your clients the advice you think they want to hear. I can tell you now that will almost certainly not be good advice. Your role is to give independent, courageous, strong advice. Whether that suits your client or not, they will not thank you in the long run if you've simply told them what they want to hear. Being a lawyer means that you're an advisor, a problem solver, sometimes a mediator, sometimes an advocate, whether or not you're at the bar or in private practice. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but as I've said, the law as it applies to people's lives. That human engagement extends to your interactions with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate. Aspects of the law, especially in litigation, are confrontational. That's a function of our adversarial system of justice. But the practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as regrettably it sometimes does. So it's essential that you maintain your detachment, balance and good humour, remembering at all times that you're now members of a profession and not a business. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time. I don't wholly exclude myself from that admonition. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible or at the very least difficult to understand. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. To do so facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are also both extremely important. This is something we appreciate and respect far more these days than in decades past. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. So you must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time and no doubt still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also know and remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession with great mutual support systems. And in this context, I'm now going to call on a representative from the Bar Association and also a representative of the Law Society to offer words of congratulations and welcome. Mr. Hanscom, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Sebastian Hanscom, and on Wednesday next week, I will have practiced at the bar for exactly 1 year, predominantly in property, construction and environmental matters. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you all to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old one, based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops, to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. Indeed, the cohort of new barristers to which I belonged last year had almost an exact split between men and women for the first time. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case a barrister, and I'm proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and that it allows me to give expert advice and to exercise the very great privilege to represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If any of you are interested in coming to the bar, you can now contact the New South Wales Bar Association, have a look at its website, and indeed each year there's a Career at the Bar open day that you could attend. In your first year of practice at the bar as a reader, you will receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, tutors, who are on hand to review your work and teach you practical skills, as well, of course, as to comfort you and counsel you in moments of stress, which are inevitable. But the support you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. Notwithstanding that we are all sole practitioners ourselves, the bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers, where we all hide. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, such as the New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational functions for barristers in their first 5 years of practice, and the Diversity and Equality Committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, their religion, gender, parental status, sexual preference, or any other matter. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession, and I congratulate all of you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. Please.
Ms. Borowski of the Law Society of New South Wales.
May it please the court. My name is Taylor Sporowski, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It is not always easy. Often it can be overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after nearly 2.5 years of working as a litigation solicitor, I can tell you that I have already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I have learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, as we've heard, and as we see, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been a part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for nearly 3 years as I joined as a law graduate. And now as I stand before you, I am the president. Here I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support where I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Remember that it is your profession to better and to shape, and I wish you all the best in that pursuit. May I please call?
Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging, and satisfying. And it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion throughout our community in all sorts of ways. And you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. On behalf of Justice Campbell, Justice Melnitsky, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.